Okay. Perfect. We are live. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm 2 minutes late. This is not a sneak peek. This is just what I happen to be wearing today. I'm gonna go get changed into the first couple pieces for the daily drop, and I will be right back. So hello. Please just hang out while I go and get changed. It is definitely chilly up here today. Oh my God. Ugh. It is freezing outside. Hello everyone, I am just here changing off camera, but I am here. Hello. Okay, good morning everybody. I like how I'm attempting to warm up and I start by putting on a dress, but my logic is that put the dress on first, and then I always try to plan my lives that involve me changing like pants and stuff as infrequently as possible, and like taking off pants and then putting pants back on again if I've already taken them off. Like I try to like minimize that. So I figured if I put on the dress first for today's launch and then put on the jeans, then I can kind of like wear those for a little bit until another pair of pants comes up. But like, so even though this might not be conducive to warming up, it is indeed conducive to me doing my lives more efficiently. And this dress has pockets, which is great because my hands are freezing. So I can kind of like put them in here to warm up for a bit. All right, I think that is enough time, so I will go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. My name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time to try on all of the plus size drops that are going to be launching that are available in up to a size 3X or other pieces that happen to work for my size 3X body. And I try those on every Tuesday. So, before I get into it, just a little bit about me. I am 6'1". I am very tall, so I do try to talk about length and such as it impacts me and how the garment fits. Things tend to look a little bit short on me, like sleeves, jeans especially, but I do try to talk about that as it relates to me. Good morning. Hello, Jessica. Hello. I hope you are staying warm because I am not right now. So I'm 6'1". I typically wear a size 3X top and bottom. Numerically, I wear an 18W in Judy Blues, occasionally going with a 20W, but 90% of the time at this point I am an 18W in Judy Blues. Typically wear a 3X on the bottom, and then numerically I'm like a 20 to 22, typically depending on what the garment is and whatnot. So with that, we might as well get started with this dress that I'm wearing. It's not the warmest choice, like I said, but it is still really cute. It's making me think that warmer days are ahead of us. Fingers crossed. So this is the Sage Blossom Fit and Flare midi dress in Sage. This one's going to be retailing for $49, and it is available in sizes small through 3X. Adorable. This one is going to be true to size. Everybody was wearing their typical size for this one. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa is in the 1X, and of course I'm in the 3X. This one is a poly spandex blend. This is from the brand Haptics. I love a lot of their dresses. They had some really cute ones kind of in the fall season, and now we're seeing a bunch of really cute ones for the spring. It's that really like soft kind of like brushed poly material that I really like. It's kind of got that like brushed cotton vibe. It's not cotton, of course, it is synthetic, but it just has that really like soft buttery kind of feel to it. And we have these adorable flutter sleeves. I'm pretty sure everyone that's watched pretty much any of my lives ever before knows that I am obsessed with a good flutter sleeve. Oh, I believe it, Angela. It's not quite that cold, like pure temperature here. I think it said minus 27 on my drive into work this morning, but the wind chill is like in the minus 30s, and Yeah, I am struggling. So I believe that further north that it's still like firmly in the -30s. The wind chill's probably in the -40s. Just, ugh, I am not built for winter. Or hot summers, honestly. I need it to be like between -5 and like 25 degrees all the time and like not humid. That's what I need. But yeah, so we got the really cute flutter sleeves as I discovered while I was seeking warmth, waiting for everyone to tune in. I did discover that this dress does have pockets, which is fantastic. They're not the deepest pockets ever, but you could put a phone in there and it's probably gonna be pretty safe. I wouldn't put too much else in there, but any dress that has pockets, just so you have somewhere to put your hands, especially when they're freezing, is a warm welcome for sure. I'll do a rotate. We can see that it's got this, this elastic at the waist here, and that the dress just kind of billows and flows from that little piece of elastic, and it's consistent all the way around. And it is pretty much the same length front and back. It's maybe a tiny bit longer in the back, but nothing like dramatically so. I think a lot of that is just the width sitting a little bit higher in the front because it's going over the chest. And then I do want to get up close so that we can see how adorable the little ditzy daisy print is. It's so cute. The center of the flowers are, they're not like color themselves, but they have just these little, like, I'm trying to get up close. You can see it's like these little orange like dots to kind of layer over it, which I think is really, really pretty. Good afternoon, Carolyn. Hello. Oh, that is definitely the right choice, Jessica. I wish I would have, I wore something warm, but it should have been better because I was pre-warned. I worked from home yesterday and one of my coworkers messaged me on Teams to say like, it's really cold in the office today. And then I'm in the office today, of course, because my office is literally like a block away from the boutique. So I just go there, come here, do my live, and then go right back to work. But so I put on a dress today. I was wearing one of the long sleeved ampersand better than basic dress that I bought. I want to say like, not this past fall. So like a year and a bit ago, I think it was like fall of 2023 when it launched. And I wore that, but I almost went out the door and like, it's cold. I better put on some leggings. And I remembered I have merino wool leggings. So I have some merino or tights on. So I have merino wool tights. So it's better than nothing. But like, I should have been wearing some fleece-lined leggings or something because it is definitely a little bit chilly for sure. Definitely wish I was wearing what you wore, Jessica. This dress is dropping today, Lindsay. So this one, this is the first piece I put on. Everything I'm about to try on for the next little bit here is going to be part of today's daily drop. So it's going to be dropping today at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So in about 2 hours, this dress is going to be launching. Yeah, super pretty and definitely making me dream of warmer, less wind chilly days to come. So once again, this is the Sage Blossom Fit and Flare mini dress in the color Sage. This one's going to be retailing for $49. Size is small through 3X. Everyone took their true size, so I am in my usual 3X for this one. Perfect. I still have every piece that is in today's daily drop does come in plus, so I still have quite a few. We've got a hoodie, a t-shirt, a pair of jeans, and a cardigan. So I'll put the jeans on, and I think I'll start with the hoodie. Let's do that. So I will be right back. I know that I'm gonna get warm as I keep doing this because I like trying on clothes back to back, you know, back to back for 45 minutes to an hour is definitely like, I wouldn't say it's like a workout, but it's definitely not nothing. Like it is definitely a lot of effort and it warms me up pretty quick. So I know I'm not gonna be freezing in probably like 10 minutes, but for now I'm just like, oh my God. Okay. Okay. Get the hoodie on. Also, I need to double check what size these jeans were because I tried them on last week when I picked my size. Okay, these are 18s. Okay. Well, that is certainly a little bit warmer and comfier and cozier, that's for sure. So let us start with this hoodie. This is the Jordan textured jacquard hooded sweatshirt. in Toast. Oh, I love that as a color description, Toast. This one's going to be retailing for $69 and it is available in sizes small through 3X. It is a 1X large as opposed to an extra large. That was the case with the dress before, I forgot to mention. I believe we all took our true size. Yeah, so everyone is true to size in this one for that intentional kind of relaxed oversized fit. So Christine wears the small, Carrie is in the medium, Melissa takes the 1X, and I am in my usual 3X for this one. And this one is also a poly spandex blend. I didn't see this because I believe this one launched like 2 weeks ago in like this really gorgeous like burgundy color, and I didn't see that one for whatever reason. It didn't end up on my rack. I think it was just the timing of like with the holiday break and stuff and when I did photos versus when it launched. So I didn't even get to try that one on, so I was really excited to get to try this one on because this is cute. I love a good like comfy, flowy, slouchy, oversized hoodie, and this is definitely no exception. I love that we've got these little buttons. These are just decorative. They're not functioning. This isn't an actual like flap. It's just kind of a strip of fabric, and we've got the little wood buttons, but it just adds a little something something, which is fun because it's not very often that we get to dress up like a hoodie like this, so it is nice to have those details. It does have a pretty significant drop shoulder, which I love in this kind of garment, and we do have the elastic scrunching around the wrists. I realize I'm doing this, see, but no, you can't because my arms are out of frame when I do that. So we do have the elastic on the wrist. It's not super tight, like you can see, like it is the elastic is like quite a bit bigger than my wrist, but it is nice so that if you are like me and you tend to pull your sleeves up on your hoodies, it's going to stay really nicely in place here. But it's also because it's a looser elastic, it's not super tight, it's not going to be uncomfortable or like cutting off circulation or just like in general squeezing too tight to be uncomfy. But then it also does just kind of keep it from like falling onto your hands too much, which is nice. Sleeve length is also really nice. Again, me being so tall, sometimes sleeves are a little bit short on me, but when I have my arms down, you can see it's like right at the wrists. If I step to the side and do this, you can see it's a little bit short, but because it's got the elastic, I'm not worried about that because I would probably just pull it up anyways. There's no like elastic at the waist. It is just kind of the band at the hips here so that it comes in a little bit, but it's not elastic like it is on the wrist. So it's just a little bit pulled in at the hips, but it's not like tight elastic or anything like that. You can see it's still nice and flowy around the hips. It's not going to be too like tight or anything like that. And then length, I would say it's like typical hoodie length. It reminds me of the length of like an ampersand university pullover, similar, maybe a little bit shorter. And it might just be the way it's falling on my chest, but it seems like it's maybe a little bit higher in the front, which if you like to do the whole like front tuck thing, this will be great for that. But it's mostly kind of like the same all the way around. And then you can see we have this hood here. It's a fairly like light slouchy hood, but it is a functioning hood nonetheless. Super cute. So again, this is the Jordan textured jacquard hooded sweatshirt in Toast. This one's going to be retailing for $69, sizes small to 3X. True to size for a like intentionally kind of relaxed oversized fit. I would say it's very similar in fit to a university pullover from Ampersand. So if you know what size you wear in that, this would be very, very comparable. And then we have the jeans that I am wearing. These are from Miss Judy Blue, of course. These are the Judy Blue Mid-Rise Button Fly Destroy Boyfriend, or the Therons, like Charlize Theron. These ones are going to be retailing for $93, and they are available in sizes 0 through 24W, so the full Judy size range. I believe we all took our typical size in these. So yeah, Christina's in the 3, Carrie's in the 9, Melissa wears the 14, and I am in my usual 18 for these ones. These ones are, again, they're described as like a boyfriend cut. I would say like a straight cut would be the best. They're not a slim cut. They have a little bit of that relaxed like dad jeanness where they have more of that loose flow kind of in the hip and the thigh, and they just kind of carry straight down. So in terms of the actual like leg and everything, I would say that like a straight cut is the best description. I'm gonna try and see if I can like, I might just have to hold this. I don't think this will knot very well, but we can see that we have quite a bit of the whiskering and the fading up on the front pocket area here, and we do have physical distressing as well. We have it on the inner pockets kind of here. I'll get a little bit closer so we can see that we've got on the little toonie pocket, as I call it, on the waistband here. We have more on this pocket as well, and we do very clearly have some on the knee here. And then if I turn around to the back, you can see that there's more physical distressing on the back pockets here as well. We have some here and a little bit here and more of that faded wash. They do come with a rolled cuff like this, but you can, actually no they don't. I'm trying to think if these ones actually came rolled or if I rolled them. I might have rolled them. Oh, this looks like a pretty hard seam. I think they come rolled, but of course you can unroll them. And then if I do that, you can see if I turn to the back here, at least I hope you can see that on the back hem, there is a little bit of physical distressing there as well. So lots of little details and things like that for this. I would say for these, I would say they fit true to Judy size. I'm pretty happy with the way they fit. They feel maybe like the tiniest bit, not snug in the waist, like they're not muffin topping me too bad or anything, but they do have a little bit of restrictiveness in the waist, but even just wearing them for the last couple minutes here, they've already started to relax, and they fit me so well everywhere else. I wouldn't dare size up in these because I think I would just be drowning in the hip and thigh area here if I did. So I would say true to size for me, and they're maybe a little bit snug in the waist when I first put them on, but not so much that I would warrant me changing my typical size, if that makes sense. So again, these ones are the Therins, aka the Mid-Rise Buttonfly Destroyed Boyfriend from Judy Blue. $93 for these ones, 0 through 24, and we all wore our typical Judy sizes for these ones. All right, so we still have a Shirley cardigan and we have a t-shirt. So I will put those bad boys on and be right back. I don't know why everything is bad boys, but it's just how it is, I guess. Let me put these suckers on. Okay, we've got the t-shirt. Now we'll go for the cardigan. Okay. So I will start with the Lily cardigan from Shirley. This is the third iteration of the Lily cardigan that we've launched in recent weeks. First we had the pink, then we had the teal last week, and now this week we have the black. So this one is going to be retailing for $59, sizes small through 3X, and we all wear our typical size for this one. So again, Christina's in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa wears the extra large for this one, and I am in the 3X for this one because it is an extra large as opposed to a 1X on this one. I won't go into too many details because we have seen this one twice already. Just reminding everyone that it does have the fun little thumb holes that I am a huge fan of. And the sleeves are still long enough for me, even with my long arms and having a little bit of a bigger arm up here. I do find the sleeves very comfortable. Putting my thumbs through the thumb holes, they're not like pulling up and like being uncomfortable or cutting off circulation to my thumb. There's still lots of room. There's lots of room in the shoulder as well. It looks like it's slimmer fit in the arm. It looks like it might be tight, but there is, and it is like touching my arm, but it's not tight by any means. If you had arms bigger than me, there's still lots of stretchiness and lots of room in here. As was mentioned last week, someone had asked because I had worn a like kind of like ruffly top. If you were trying to wear something with a flutter sleeve, I think you might get quite a bit of bunching and stuff under here. So I would recommend wearing it with something that has more like streamlined sleeves, or you might get kind of like a bulk here. But if you have larger upper arms like me, you're all good. I don't find this tight or uncomfortable whatsoever. The length on me is kind of like below the natural hip here. It's not a super long line cardigan, but it is a little bit on the longer side. And then it does sit open like this. If you wanted it to kind of fit a little bit more, so you can kind of do the wraparound and have it be more slouchy and relaxed and kind of all enveloping, you could size up. But the intended fit and the way that it fits everyone in our true size is that it is going to sit open like this and just be kind of like a layering slash cover piece. And of course it is black in this lovely, super soft fabric. So again, this is the Lily cardigan from Shirley in black. This one's gonna be retailing for $59, sizes small through 3X, and everyone is wearing their typical size in this cardigan. And then finally, we have the Sloan Modal Sloob short sleeve tee modal, I think, in light olive. This shirt, we had it released in another color last week, and it's like, oh great, 2 words back to back that I'm like never sure how to pronounce. This is wonderful. I think it's modal, and then I think it's sloob instead of slub, but either way, so this is in light olive. This one's gonna be retailing for $38, sizes small through 3X. Everyone wears their typical size for this one as well. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa's in the 1X, and I'm in my 3X. So this one is a cotton modal spandex blend. So we have 58% cotton, 38% modal, and 4% spandex, just to give it a little bit of movement and stretch. And it feels really nice because of that. We do get that kind of linear, kind of a stripy effect. And then with it being cotton, it is a really nice weight. It's lightweight and breathable, but it's a little bit thicker than just your kind of typical like polyester jersey knit. And I feel like this will be really nice in the spring when you're kind of in that transition of having a layering piece over it and then taking it off. It's going to breathe so well because it is predominantly made with natural fibers. And I also really like this color. I think that it is a really good spring transitional color as well, because it's not like a full-on like olive army green. It has a little bit more richness to it than that, but it's also not like a full vibrant or pastel or like springy colors. It's a really nice like neutral green that you could kind of work multi-season for sure. It has, just like the one that launched last week in that tealy color, it has the kind of like rounded neck here, and then we do have these folded cuffed sleeves. It's tacked in 3 different spots to make sure that it holds that cuff really nicely. And then it's kind of like a classic t-shirt cut. It's falling right at my natural hip. It's not cropped, but it's also not like a long t-shirt either. It's a great length for tucking into something that's kind of like a mid to high rise jean like this. So once again, this is the Sloan Modal Sloob short sleeve tee in a light olive. This one's going to be retailing for $38 and it sizes small to 3X. Everybody wears their typical size for this one for just a really nice kind of true comfy fit t-shirt. Okay, so everything I tried on is everything that's dropping today at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So to review, we have the dress, the jeans, this t-shirt, the Shirley cardigan, and the hoodie. Those are all going to be launching today at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right, what else do we have? Moving on to Wednesday. I have some jeans. I think. Okay, I do have a top for the Dex launch. Perfect. So I will go and change into those 2 pieces. I'll be right back. So I have a pair of jeans and I have a Dex tank top. So give me uno momento, por favor. Okay. Hopefully I get my size right on the first try. Usually I'm pretty good when I try on my jeans. Because we always bring for me to try on, we always bring the 18 and the 20 just in case, just so we can conveniently have whichever one I need here, and then whichever one doesn't fit, I just kind of put at the end of my rack. But I see both the 18 and the 20 here, which either means that I forgot to do that last week or that these were added to my rack since I was here last week. So let us, oh, that being said, it looks like I already took the tag and put it in the pocket for the 18, so that's gonna lead me to believe that this is the one that I indeed wore. So maybe I did just forget to put the 20 to the side. Okay, perfect. That is indeed the size I need for these. And, okay, where is my top? This one, I believe. Sorry, I'm just making sure my things are a little out of order. I think this is the right one. Yes, perfect. Okay, that took me a minute longer than I thought it would to change, but here we are. And the nice thing about wearing like a form-fitted tank top like this tucked in is that it makes it really easy to show off the jeans, which are first in this case. So let us start with these. So these are the Judy Blue mid-rise. Come on, Shopify, there we go. Mid-rise, mid-wash, destroyed straights, also known as the Terrans. So these ones are going to be retailing for $94, and they're available in the full Judy size range, 0 to 15, and then 14W through 24W. Everyone's wearing their true Judy size in this one. So Christine in the 3, Carrie in the 9, Melissa is in the 14, and I am in my usual 18W for these ones. These ones, as you can see on me, are a little bit on the shorter side. I would probably roll these up to cuff these. The reason I didn't is because they, just for styling and for photos, is because they do have this kind of distressed detail at the hem, and I didn't want to cover that up by cuffing them. But just because it's kind of an awkward length on me, that is how I would style these for myself. Because again, I am 6'1". I typically wear like a 34 to 35 inch inseam on my jeans. I'm gonna guess these are probably like a 29 to a 30. So I just kind of have to adapt and make some adjustments with that. Yes, thank you, Jessica. Thank you for getting Linda up to speed. Yes. So this is now Wednesday. Yeah, so these are the Terrans. Like the previous jeans, these ones do have quite a bit of like wash fading and physical distressing, not quite as much as the last pair, but we can see that we have quite a bit of whiskering on the front pockets here. We have quite a light fade on the thighs. We do have some physical distressing here on the front pocket and on here, and like I said, it's hard to get like a clear view. If I hold my leg up like this and try to balance, I don't have very good balance. I was never a yogi. We can see the kind of distressing on the front of the hem there. And then if I turn around to the back, we have just a very minor physical distressing on the back pockets, and there is a little bit of the distressing on, I'm not sure if you can see them from down there, but on the back of the hem of the pants as well. There's just a little bit of minor physical distressing there as well. I would definitely describe these as like a true mid-rise. My belly button is like kind of down here. I have a fairly like low set belly button, if that makes sense. So a lot of people are like mid-rise and it's way over your belly button, but my belly button's like way down here. But I would describe these as like a true mid-rise jean for these ones. This one is like a true Judy. Like there's still a little bit of stretch, and this is me in my 18 for sure, which is why I'm glad that I didn't try the 20s on first, because I would have been swimming in them. Like these ones definitely have more stretch. They don't have, like the ones that I tried on previously, the Therans, they almost feel like they had like a more rigid, like something in the waistband that was kind of keeping it a little bit tighter. And there was a pair of jeans last week that was like that too, Jessica, but no, these ones are like exactly what I would expect. Like these have a really good amount of room. These fit like exactly how I would fit an 18 to expect. So these ones are definitely still good. I wouldn't find them restrictive in the waistband. Well, I don't find them restrictive in the waistband at all, which is great. Yeah, so again, these are the Terrans, aka the mid-wash, mid-rise destroyed straights. 0 through 24W on these and $94. Everyone wore their typical size, including me in my usual 18, and I would say they fit exactly as I would expect an 18 Judy Blue to fit. They're not weirdly tight in the waistband or anything like that. They just fit really, really nicely for these ones. Yeah, no problem, Jessica. They're some of the ones I know, like last week there was a couple that, and like one I actually did have to size up because they were like weirdly tight in the waistband. But these ones, not at all. These fit exactly how I would expect my Judy's to fit, which is fantastic. That's exactly what I want them to do. Okay, so this is the only piece from the daily drop for Wednesday that works for me. But the top that I'm wearing now, this is part of the Dex launch that will be on Wednesday night. So this is the Dex Fair and Square 2.0 tank top in black. So this is kind of like a new take on an old favorite. The biggest difference between this and the previous iterations of the Fair and Square is that it's a little less square, if that makes sense. You can see the straps are a little bit thinner and it's a little less boxy and cut across the front. This one has a little bit more of a scoop here. So this is the Fair and Square Tank 2.0. This one's going to be available in the full Dex size range of extra small up to 2X. And for this one, everyone wears their typical Dex size. So Christine's in the extra small, Carrie is in the medium. Melissa wears the X for this one, just because there is a lot of crossover in the mid-range between the extra large, the X, and the 1X. And depending on the piece and how that specific garment's cut, Melissa can kind of be all over the place, but she wears the X for this one, and then I am in the 2X for this one. Sorry, I got to expand your comment. Higher size, and then they're big by the end of the day, so I'm glad there's no question with these ones. And yeah, I totally agree, Jessica. Like, it's been weird, like, especially, there was that one pair, they might have been like the rigid front straight Magic, which I know just don't work for my body anyways, but yeah, like, I had to size up to a 20 for the waist, and then, which was still kind of tight, and then they were way too big in the thighs. Yeah, so I agree, there's been a few the last little bit that haven't kind of fit how I'd expect to. Not these ones. These fit, like, as soon as I put them on, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what a Judy fits like. So totally get why you're asking, and very happy to report that no weird fit things with these ones. These fit exactly how I want them to. Yeah, so again, back to the tank. This one's gonna be retailing for $45 in the full size range. With this one, when Dex used to have the size 3X, I did prefer in the old style of the Fair and Square, I would wear it in a 3X opposed to a 2X. I did try the 2X in this one, and it does fit. I definitely prefer it kind of tucked in like this as this like bodysuit without having to deal with the tails of a bodysuit vibe, and I think it works very well for that. It's snug and it is fitted, but it's not like tight and it's not squeezing me. You can see I still have lots of like pinch room and stuff, but it is definitely form fitted. I am going to untuck it and just show how it is lengthwise and whatnot, but for my personal preference, it would probably be pretty rare for me to wear this untucked. I would most likely keep it tucked in and wear it as kind of like a faux bodysuit vibe. But we can see, again, it is quite form fitted, and it is a good length. My natural hip is here. It's kind of just below my natural hip, which is a really nice length. Again, if you are going to be tucking it, you're not going to have all that extra top to try and worry about folding so you don't get that weird like wrinkle when it's tucked in, and it's not going to be like too bulky under there. But it is also long enough that if you wanted to wear it over top of your jeans like this, there is definitely still a lot of length to do that without it being kind of like awkward or anything like that. So once again, this is the Dex Fair and Square Tank 2.0 in black. This one's going to be launching on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time as part of the Wednesday night Dex launch. And it is going to be available in sizes extra small through 2X, the full Dex size range for this one. Okay, so that was Wednesday. Let us journey on to Thursday and see what we have. I think I have a couple pieces. So we've got a maxi skirt and a maxi, ooh, some very like vacation vibes. So I have a maxi skirt and a maxi dress as well as a POL flared top. So I'm gonna keep this tank on to pair with the skirt. We'll do that first. And I can probably actually throw the flared sleeve top over that as well. And then we'll move to the dress after that. Again, I love planning my lives so that I can like not have to take bottoms off and then put them on again and kind of like move things around as easily as possible. It is definitely causing a little bit of, cognitive dissonance to be putting on like a beachy, fun maxi skirt when it's -30 with the wind chill outside, but it is certainly helping me pretend that it's not as awful out there as it is. I am finally starting to warm up a little bit too. My feet are still cold just from being barefoot on this like laminate floor, but certainly better than it was. Okay, here we go. Let's start with the top and then I'll take it off just so we can see like the waistband and everything on the skirt first. But we can start with this. This is the Well Done Flare Sleeve Top in Ivory. This one is from POL, which I think we could probably all guess because it is definitely giving that like modern hippie bohemian vibe for sure. Yes, I was a 2X in the tank since they don't go up to 3X anymore. And I can't say because they are cut a little bit different. I did prefer the 3X in the old square neck tanks, but this one did feel like it was a little bit less like compressive, if that makes sense, compared to the older style. Yes. Anyways, yes, so $59 for this one, and in POL fashion, this one is sizes small, medium, and large. Carrie and Christine are both in the small for this top, and myself and Melissa both take the large. I'll just do a fairly quick tour of this one. Super summer, beachy, like music festival vibes for sure. We have these really gorgeous flared sleeves with this really pretty like sunflower lace that I adore. We do have this kind of like sheer slooped, but also kind of crocheted texture to the top. Like if you get really close, you can see there is kind of like an eyelet texture, like it is like a crochet. And then we do have these little flared billowy parts on the side. We have more of that sunflower lace kind of in this like arm vent area. And then we have a little stripe of the sunflower lace going down the back. Just adorable, very breezy, flowy, definitely giving like running through spring flowers kind of vibe. Maybe not yet, but hopefully in a couple months, that'll be the situation. But for now, it's helping me dream, that's for sure. This is the Well Done Flare Sleeve Top in Ivory. It's $59 again for this one. Small, medium, and large. Carrie and Christine are both in the small. Myself and Melissa both take the large for this one. All right, I'm gonna hang this one back up just so that we can see the top of the skirt a little bit better because I still have that tank top layered underneath. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely, again, a little bit of cognitive dissonance. Not the kind of thing I would be expecting to wear in this weather, but it's so, so cute. This reminds me of the Addy skirts, but a little bit different because these ones have pockets. I don't remember the Addy skirts do, and then it has this like really dramatic side slit here. So this is the Eliana Smocked Side Slit Maxi Skirt in black. This one's going to be retailing for $42, sizes small through 3X, and this one includes both an extra large and a 1X, which is fantastic. So for sizing, everyone went with their true sizes. Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium. Melissa opted for the 1X in this skirt specifically, and then I am in my usual 3X. So the black on black is maybe a little bit hard to see all the details, but I think if I stand about here and there is enough, like this is a slightly darker black, so I think we can still kind of see the delineation that we do have the like smocked, almost like paper bag waist at the top here. The smocking is really nice. It's snug, but it's not so tight that it feels like it's like really crushing you. It's not gonna like hurt your stomach after you've had a large latte or something. Like it's definitely secure without being like tight and snug. I do like that it is a little bit like with a smock waist like this, because of how secure it is, I can wear it, you know, very high-waisted like this and have it like right up on my natural waist, or I could drop it and wear it a little bit lower if I wanted, get a little bit more length in the skirt. And because of how accommodating and how good this elastic is, where it's has good hold, but it's not like constricting. I can definitely adjust it to kind of sit higher or lower on my body without causing any kind of discomfort, and it's also gonna stay in place as well. My preference, just because I find with maxi skirts, I never get them to be quite the full maxi length on me, and so I usually just kind of wear it as like a ankle length, and I tend to wear them a little bit higher. I just like things sitting right in my natural waist as well, to kind of give me more of that like nipped at the waist look. So this is kind of where I would wear it, but you can definitely adjust where on your waist / hips you want it to sit, which I think is really helpful. And again, we have pockets, not the deepest pockets. They are pretty like sloped as well, so a phone might slide out, but you could definitely put a little something in there, some change if you're, you know, walking somewhere to go buy an ice cream. And usually I just put my hands in my pockets. That's what they're there for, is for me to be socially awkward and not have to worry about what I have to do with my hands. So perfect for me. Anyways, again, this is the Eliana Smocked Side Slit Dress. I just realized I should probably turn around the back. And then the slit is on both sides as well, which, as someone who has lots of leg tattoos that I love to show off, I love that there is the slit on both sides. So again, Eliana Smocked Side Slit Maxi Skirt in black. This one's going to be retailing for $42, sizes small through 3X, and again, that includes both an extra large and a 1X, and we all took our typical size for this one. Could you wear it up under your arms? I bet you probably could like pull it all the way up and wear it as, oh, absolutely, if you wanted to tuck this one up and wear it as a beach cover up. The only thing with that is that, at least on me, because I am so tall, it's getting, because of the side slit, it's getting pretty high up there, which for a beach cover up, I mean, you would have a beach bottom on underneath. You absolutely could. That's just something to be aware of, that it's going to be like quite high up, but you could pull it up and wear it as a beach cover up. Again, I don't know if I would personally, just because then it's getting like my whole leg is out there. But again, keep in mind, I am 6'1" and I have long legs and a long torso. I'm pretty proportionally both. So just something to consider, but you absolutely could do that. That's a great question, Linda. All right. So that is everything that is launching on, or no, I lied. We still have a dress. We have the, what is it? The Marcella Smocked Maxi Dress in black floral, which is absolutely stunning. So let me change into that one. I can't believe I almost forgot it. It's one of the most like gorgeous things I've seen. It's interesting because I thought it was Dex when I first saw it, but it isn't. It's actually from White Birch is the brand, which, I mean, they do more kind of like, I guess, I don't know if fancier is the right word, but I mean, they do a lot of our cool like holiday stuff and more like dresses and skirts and bodysuits and stuff like that. So it does make sense, but just the vibe definitely reminds me of some stuff that Dex has put out for spring in the past with the way the dress is. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. So here we have, this is the Marcella Smocked Maxi Dress in a black floral. $79 for this one. Sizes small through 3X, and this one again also has an extra large and a 1X, so both options available. I'm wearing the 3X. I'm on the fence. I could almost size down to the 2X just because I do find that the smocking in like the bust and the waist isn't super snug on me. I don't have very big boobs for someone who wears a 3X. I wear like a 44C or a 46B that's like sister sizes or whatever. So I do have a smaller chest. And I find that because of that, I'm not quite filling out the top as much as I'd like to, but I do think that, because I haven't tried the 2X, I think if I were to size down to the 2X, I might end up, if I were the sleeves up like this, I think it'd be okay, but if I wanted to drape the sleeves lower, I think I might get a little bit of pulling and tension here. So I'm kind of in between the 2X or the 3X for this dress, if that makes sense. Scandalous, right, Jessica? Thank you, Carolyn. Yeah, so this one is true to size. So Christine is in the small, Carrie is in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and I'm in the 3X. And just kind of judging based if Melissa's in the 1X as opposed to the extra large, I'm assuming that my suspicions about if I were to size down to the 2X would be right, that I might be a little bit tight in the shoulder area, even though I feel like I'm a little bit, I have a little bit of extra room kind of in the bust area, but I think that's just because I don't have a large chest for this one. It's not quite an empire waist. I would say it's, because like when I think empire waist, I think like right under the boobs and like right here, like where your bra band is. And it is a little bit lower than that. Again, it's hard to see just because of the texture here, but here's like where the end of my like bra ends. And then there's like another 1.5 inches before the actual smocking ends where the waist is. So I wouldn't quite call it an empire waist. It's definitely like, it's not like a baby doll, but I would say it's closer to a baby doll than an empire waist, if that makes sense. Now, that being said, because I just said that I'm not quite filling out the top because I don't have much of a chest. If you do have a larger chest, it's probably gonna come sit a little bit higher, in which case it might be more of an empire waist on you. So that is a totally fair question, but on me, not quite. It's closer to a baby doll waist than an empire waist on me. So as I kind of showed earlier, I came out with it kind of off the shoulder. I have it pulled up now, but if you wanted to, this is kind of like the flutter sleeve top from Tuesday of last week that sold out like super crazy and I missed out on it. I'm sad. Because it does have a little bit of elastic around the waist, you could pull it off the shoulder and it's going to stay very easily. This is actually my preferred way to show it. I love off the shoulder stuff. I think they're just so delicate and dainty, and that is definitely my preferred way to wear it, especially if I pull my hair over like that. If it's tucked back, I think it looked kind of odd and just too bare up here, but I think that I prefer it pulled just kind of slightly off the shoulder. And then we do have the, I'm not sure how easy it is to see in the back, we do have the smocking, and then we have just kind of like a straight bit of the chiffon, and then we have a ruffle that kind of hits like just right at my bum, just below the hip here, and then we get another tier of ruffles kind of towards the bottom. There's no change in the fabric, it is the same fabric the whole time, just changes with in the flow because of the where the ruffles and where the different like changes in the layers of fabric happen. And then there is a black lining for this one as well, which is great because this fabric on its own is definitely sheer, so this is a dress that definitely needs a lining. So it is lined, and with the lining there is no sheerness, it is fully opaque for this one. Yeah, so absolutely stunning. I definitely, again, like this reminds me a lot of some Dex dresses that we saw. The last 2 springs, I feel like they've had quite a few dresses like this, so I was very pleasantly surprised. I guess not pleasantly surprised, just surprised, because I mean, it's not a bad thing that it's not Dex. It was just a little surprising because it definitely screams Dex, but this one is again from the brand White Birch. So again, this one is Marcella Smocked Maxi Dress in a black floral. $79 for this one, sizes small through 3X, with both an X and an extra large and a 1X large. We all took our usual sizes. I'm on the fence about whether or not I could size down to a 2X, but I do think I would stick with the 3X just to make sure that I have enough room in the shoulders, especially for wearing it off shoulder like this. Okay, that is everything that I can wear for the Thursday daily drop. So that'll be launching Thursday at 8 p.m. or at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Nothing for Thursday night. Let's go to Friday. In the morning, I have a pair of Judy joggers and a Risen button down. I think that's this guy. Sorry, my rack was a little out of order, so I'm just making sure I have everything that I need. And then I have, him is nothing. And then okay, I think we have everything sorted out. So I will change. I've got a pair of Judy joggers and a pair of, a Risen like denim pullover shirt. And so I'm gonna put the tank top back on just so that I have something to layer under that, and then I will try on those pieces and be right back. Uh-oh, I'm losing my mind here with, there we go, 207. There we go. All right, give me 2 shakes. One thing about this dress that I like, because it is the smocked top like that, and because it's a lining, is that it's one of those dresses where you can kind of step into them rather than having to like pull them over your head, which I find when there's like a lined dress, sometimes it's such a pain to try and like figure your way through the garment so that you're not gonna get stuck between like the outer lining, or like get stuck between the lining and the outer layer instead of going through all of the lining. I'm so bad for that. So if I can step into a dress instead of trying to pull it over my head, I find that just makes it a little bit easier. Okay, putting that Dex tank top back on. Again, super handy for showing off jeans because I can tuck it in and that makes it very easy to show off everything about the jean and not try to have to like tie my shirt up or like hold it up or anything like that. Alright. I better make sure this is the right Dex thing. I think it is. Or sorry, the right Risen thing. No, it is not. This is different. Okay. Oh, that's because that one doesn't come in plus. Okay, never mind. I accidentally just sneaked you a Risen denim jacket. That'll be coming later. I was a bit confused. I was like, I feel like I don't think this thing was set aside to be for this week. Like, I don't know, but okay, no, I lied. That Risen is later. So there you go. You got a free little sneaky picky of a Risen denim jacket that'll be coming in the future. But the Risen button-down denim shirt, unfortunately, is only small, medium, large. So I don't have that one to try on. But I do have these Judy joggers, which I am obsessed with. So I will happily talk about these ones in the meantime. These are the Judy Blue high-rise cargo cuffed joggers in black, aka Chase. These ones are going to be retailing for $99 and they are available in like almost the entire full Judy size range. So we have 0 through 15 and then 14 through 22. So we are missing the 24W in these. I'm not sure why, but we do find that these are true to size, but if anything, you can maybe size down from your usual Judy size. So both Christine and Carrie opted to size down. So Christine is in the 1, Carrie's in the 5 or 7, Melissa wears the 14, and I am in the 18, and I probably could size down to a 16 for these ones. I did opt to stay with my 18 because in my opinion, I feel like jogger jeans should be kind of like a little bit looser, a little bit more kind of like scrunched and not as tight. So I did opt for the 18, but it does, these joggers, much like the other Judy joggers that we've had in the past, they do have a functioning like drawstring waist, but these ones have like a super stretchy waist. Like these are the 18s and you can see like I got a lot of room. Like these are super comfy. There is a lot of wiggle room here. So you could pretty safely size down. Even when I was in my usual like 20 for Judy Blues, I probably would have sized down to the 18 in these. And like I said, like I'm on the fence. I actually haven't tried the 16s, but it's like pretty borderline. Like I could definitely put them on. I just don't know if I would like them being as tight through here because my idea of like a jogger jean is that they should be a little bit more like loose and slouchy. So that was my kind of intention by wearing the 18 for these ones. They are like a true black denim as well. They are like dark black denim. And then because of that, it's kind of hard to see some of the details, but there are a lot of really cool details on these jeans. So with the pockets, they are, they don't have I guess they kind of do. It's just hard to see, but they're like the square front pockets, and you can see the square kind of stitching here. I mean, you can't really see because it's so dark black. And then under that, they do have this kind of like cargo flap pocket, and there is a functioning button here to close the flap. It's not just like an open flap. There is a button that keeps that closed. And then down the side, it's got like the stitch itself, like it's just a normal side seam, but it seems like it's like thicker and more chunky looking to kind of really lean into that like cargo effect, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. But there is definitely a lot of elements of this jeans that really say cargo. And then the other one in the back is that we do have the button flap back pockets instead of just like a typical back pocket. So a lot of little details that really emphasize that these are like a cargo denim kind of jean jogger here. So really fun, lots of little details in these jeans. I am a fan. So again, these are the high-rise cargo cuff joggers in black, aka the Chase, 0 through 22W. And again, these ones we did find fit a little bit more generously, so you could size down one. So Christine is in the 1, Carrie was in the 5 or 7, Melissa's in her usual 14, and then I am in my 18, but I probably could size down to a 16 if I wanted them to be a little bit less like relaxed fit. And I still have lots of room in the waist for sure, which is my usual like limiting measurement for these. All right, so that is the one piece that I have for the Friday. And then I have one more thing to try on for my live. We do have some Shirley hoodies that I believe these one available for pre-order, and we also have a regular launch happening on Saturday. So we have a few of the Shirley Terra pullovers. I'm gonna throw one of them on, and then I'll bring the other two just to show off because they all do fit the same. Okay, so here I am in the Terra pullover. We've got 3 colors launching. I'm just pulling up. They're going to be launching for $69, and they're going to be available in sizes small through 3X. So this one that I'm wearing here, this is the blue and purple variation. And then we have these 2 other colors. We have this pink one here that is the peach. I love the stripes. And then this one here where we've got this really nice like kind of sagey teal color with the floral sleeves. And this one is mint, which, yeah, that makes sense. So they are these really gorgeous kind of muted pastel tones with the solid colored bodies and then the contrast like printed sleeve details. They're definitely giving like kind of a combination of like a university pullover and then also like a double hood with like the crossover and the way like the contrasting sleeves. They also have the inside of the hood is that same kind of contrast as the sleeves. And then the fabric on these is really nice. The solid color is this like, it reminds me a lot of the Ampersand Performance Fleece where it's got that almost like light fuzzy texture to it. And then the sleeves is the typical kind of stretchy poly spandex that we know from Shirley's. Like it's a little bit thicker, but then like the pajama material, but that same kind of like buttery feel and everything like that. And then the bodies, like I said, are more of the kind of reminiscent of the Ampersand Performance Fleece. So I am wearing a 3X in this. I do find that with these Shirley hoodies, they definitely fit a little bit larger than your typical Ampersand. So I wear the 3X if I want it to be kind of like big and oversized and slouchy like this, but I can also wear the 2X very easily. I do find that for myself, I prefer the 2X in these just because I like them to fit a little bit more close to the body. I find that I like the 3X I like up until here, but I find that there's just a little bit too much width at the bottom for me. I'd like it to sit a little closer to my hips, but I really can wear either the 2X or the 3X. It kind of depends on where you want the snugness versus kind of the comfy oversized fit, but I really can get away with either, and my preference is, I have a slight preference towards the 2X for this hoodie, but I wear both very comfortably and I really like the fit of both of them. So again, we have the blue and purple, the mint, and the peach. These are going to be launching on Saturday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and they're going to be launching in sizes small through 3X and for $69. So again, these are the Terra pullover hoodies from Shirley. All right, that is everything from me. It was wonderful to see everyone. Once again, my name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I go live every Tuesday at 11. Oh, excuse me, I am so sorry. I go live at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time every Tuesday to try on all the clothes that are going to be launching in plus or that are accessible to people in plus size bodies. And so if that is something that interests you, you can find me in the same place that you just found me now on Facebook or Instagram next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I will be here doing the exact same thing. So take care, everyone. Bye.